Warning. I chain smoke and I say fuck a lot. But I accept myself for the way I am. I accept you too. Viewer discretion advised. I started making this video a couple weeks ago because Robert De Niro decided to show his ass again.
Donald Trump wants to destroy not only the city, but the country, and eventually he could destroy the world.
Personally, I don't care what he has to say about politics or anything else. I was just trying to take advantage of his name trending. Unfortunately, my videos take me a little while to produce. So, here we go. Most people mention his involvement in the French prostitution ring, where he was brought in for questioning in 1998.
That was an awful experience and a totally unnecessary one. And I've heard, like, a lot of people told me that they were apologizing, they were embarrassed. I think the police were even embarrassed. It just shouldn't have happened. And the judge knew that I was there. I'd been there for months. And it just shouldn't have happened. And if I had known it was going to happen, I wouldn't have come back. I would have said, arrange that this does not happen, because the judge knew that I was going to, I sent him a letter saying I'll be there. And they made a big drama out of it and came and burst into my hotel room, 7 or 8 cops, which was totally, unacceptable. And maybe I should have called Amnesty International or something.
Today, some authorities came to his hotel, and they, asked him to, provide information. He complied. He voluntarily went downtown and answered questions.
The judicial system there, with the judges having so much power, and people complain to me about it, is deplorable. That this judge would have the power to do what he did in such a way is just unacceptable, and I'm furious about it.
He's not a suspect in anything. This investigation is not directed at him. He is regarded as what they call a minor witness, but that does not mean he witnessed anything. It just means he might have known something. Or it doesn't even mean that. It means that he might have known somebody who might have known somebody.
From The Independent, the sex scandal that wouldn't lie down. November 15, 1998. The case uncovers the brutal methods used to snare young women, some as young as 15, into a call girl agency specializing in wealthy, high-profile clients. 6 people are charged with the running of an international prostitution ring, whose call girls entertained the actor Robert De Niro, and so on. But De Niro claims he never paid for any sex. From the book De Niro, A Life, by Sean Levy, a biography on Robert De Niro. De Niro's name was found in Bourgeois' address book, Jean-Pierre Bourgeois. He was a softcore porn photographer who was being charged for operating the prostitution ring. And there were at least 3 women involved in the prostitution ring who claimed to have met De Niro. One of whom, the English porn star, Charmaine Sinclair, had told investigators that he had been her lover. She met him in the early 90s and would see him on and off until 1995. Quote, he was attentive, very gentle and passionate, she told a London tabloid. Quote, he left me totally satisfied. I know I'll never make love like that again. I'm not sure if she wrote that. I think Robert De Niro might have wrote that. And Robert De Niro, quote, the first time Bourgeois showed me photos of girls they were taking from magazines like Glue and Playboy. He said he could introduce me to them in a friendly way, without any notion of money. It is possible that I chose one of these girls, and it seems that Charmaine Sinclair was one. I said to Bourgeois that I was interested if he could introduce me to her. A few weeks later, he contacted me and said that Charmaine was with him. Quote, I had sex with Charmaine in the villa. I left in the afternoon by helicopter, then took the plane to Paris. There had been no money transaction. Another girl who was on the scene said she'd seen Babak, I don't know how you say that, and Bourgeois handling a bag full of cash while De Niro was in the villa. But the actor insisted, quote, I never had any attaché case full of dollars the day I met Charmaine in St. Tropez. As for any of the other girls involved in the prostitution ring who named him, he would say only that it was possible that he had shaken hands with them. And he insisted that nothing more had happened. Well, anyway, most people will mention this incident. But I don't know if a lot of people know about another incident. I made a video in 2019 called Bus Driver. mostly about this other incident. So I wanted to share that. I'll put the link in the description. But I did recently find something new that I didn't notice before. So basically what it comes down to is that the movie A Bronx Tale, starring Robert De Niro, directed by Robert De Niro, and produced by Robert De Niro, hired a bus driver to teach Robert De Niro to drive a bus because he was playing a bus driver. And he brought a couple little girls with him. It turns out that he was arrested not too long after, and those two little girls were just two of the many that he was sex trafficking and raping himself. His name was Brian J. O'Neill. From the Morning Call, September 20, 1996. Children testify on sex ring abuse. Former Talamencing man Brian J. O'Neill ordered held for Carbon Court on 298 charges. 8 children testified Brian J. O'Neill, the alleged leader of an area sex ring, raped them, beat them, and forced some of them to have sex with other men. District Justice Bruce Appleton of Palmerton sent to Carbon County Court all 298 charges against O'Neill after the children's testimony yesterday. O'Neill, 56, formerly of Talamencing Township, repeatedly raped 3 girls and a boy between 1987 and 1992. Trooper Joseph Summers said in arrest papers. O'Neill forced 7 children to have sex with one another at a home on Summer Mountain Road. The children ranged in age from 4 to 12 during the alleged crimes. The day-long hearing in the Carbon County Courthouse was closed as one witness, a 16-year-old girl who was the alleged victim, about 100 of the charges, testified for 20 minutes. Some of the other children testified they had sex with O'Neill at least several times a month because they were afraid of being beaten. The children said the abuse stopped when O'Neill was arrested in 1992. Carbon County authorities arrested O'Neill in 1992 and charged him with raping 2 of the girls who testified yesterday. The charges were withdrawn when the girls refused to testify. O'Neill is serving a 20 to 40-year state prison sentence in Dallas, Luzerne County, for a Northampton County conviction in 1994 on statutory rape involving deviant sexual intercourse and corruption of minor charges. From the Morning Call, February 20, 1998. De Niro could play part in real-life Carbon drama. Actor and other stars are on defense witness list for a man in a pedophile case. In a scene too strange for a movie script, Robert De Niro and other stars of the big screen could be coming to the Carbon County Courthouse as defense witnesses for a man accused of pedophilia. De Niro and 2 other actors, one, Balthazar Getty, the grandson of J. Paul Getty, are on a list of alibi witnesses submitted to the court by Bruce Wisniewski, who faces child rape charges. The other actor, Egon Kafka, which is actually Egon Kafka, who has worked mostly bit parts and is an extra, has been named by 2 of the young victims in the court testimony as one of their numerous attackers from 1984 to 1992, and remains the subject of an ongoing investigation by police. Quote, "There are a number of names subject to the ongoing investigation, and his is one," says Carbon County Assistant District Attorney David Addy. Kafka contacted at his home in LA, said he never heard of Wisniewski. He did, however, know Brian J. O'Neill, who was found guilty last June of more than 230 counts of molesting the 2 girls and 5 other children. O'Neill, who allegedly participated in pedophilic acts with Wisniewski. O'Neill will spend the rest of his life in prison. And when I made the other video, I didn't know that one of the girls was staying with somebody that worked for Robert De Niro. From the Morning Call, April 21, 1998. Wisniewski trial will start minus actor and witness role. A judge last week shot down defense try to subpoena Robert De Niro in the case of Carbon child rape suspect. The often delayed trial of accused child rapist Bruce Wisniewski will begin this morning in Carbon County Court, despite a last-ditch attempt from his lawyer for yet another continuance and an unsuccessful bid to subpoena Hollywood star Robert De Niro. In court papers, Wisniewski's attorney, Robert Kurtz, wrote that the actor would testify one alleged victim was on the set of the film A Bronx Tale during the summer of 1992. Instead of returning home to Talamenting Township, where authorities say Wisniewski raped her, she stayed with a De Niro employee in his New Jersey home. Kurtz wrote, one of Wisniewski's co-defendants, Brian J. O'Neill, got De Niro to drive a bus for the movie. O'Neill was tried last June, convicted of 238 counts of rape and related charges, and sentenced to 108 to 216 years in state prison. Kurtz asked state Supreme Court Thursday to delay the trial, complaining he hasn't had enough time to subpoena out-of-state witnesses, including De Niro. Judge Ronald Castile on Friday denied the request. State police have charged Wisniewski, 54, of Howard Avenue, Pottsville, with 133 counts of sexual assault. Police said Wisniewski repeatedly raped two young girls, now ages 18 and 14, at a Talamenting Township home from 1987 to 1992. During a search of Wisniewski's home, April 6, 1996, police recovered a photo album with pictures allegedly showing Wisniewski having sex with the younger victim. Webb has ruled that the photos can be used in trial. Wisniewski has denied it's him in the photos. From the morning call, April 22, 1998. Teen says dad forced her into sex with Wisniewski. Pottsville man paid $100. She said if she didn't comply, she would be beaten to death. De Niro could have become part of Wisniewski's trial on 133 sexual assault charges. In court papers, Wisniewski's attorney wrote that De Niro would testify one alleged victim was on the set of A Bronx Tale instead of returning home to Talamenting Township, where authorities say Wisniewski raped her. She stayed with a De Niro employee in New Jersey. So I think my question is, why was this victim of human trafficking by her father brought to the set of A Bronx Tale to meet Robert De Niro, who produced it, directed it, and starred in it, and then went and stayed with one of his employees out of state in New Jersey? And if we give him the benefit of the doubt and it was the eldest victim, she would have been 18 in 1998 when these articles were written, but she would have been about 12 in 1992 when they were making A Bronx Tale. Why would she go to New Jersey with an employee of Robert De Niro's unless he was saving her for later or something? Fucking stoned.
I got